Good morning, everyone. It is December 23rd, and I promise I'm going to be putting up a couple more videos. We're going to do our antipasto platter today, and I'm going to upload that as soon as I get it done. But I wanted to take another moment. I'm going to do another quiet Christmas moment today because there is one Robert Fulghum passage I've been wanting to share with you all Christmas season, and I really hope that it lightens your heart and that it really helps you put all of this craziness into perspective. I'm also going to do a reading tomorrow that I'm hoping that you'll be able, for those of you who have little ones, be able to sit and share with them because it'll be one of my very favorite Christmas readings ever. So anyway, without further ado, I'm reading today from Robert Fulghum. Again, it was on fire when I lay down on it, and I hope you enjoy this. Our church had not had a full-blown Christmas pageant in years. For one thing, we had become fairly rational and efficient about the season, content to let the Sunday school observe the event on their own turf in a low-key way. Then, too, there was the last time we had gone all out. That week of the Christmas pageant coincided with an outbreak of German measles, chicken pox, and the Hong Kong flu. The night of the pageant there was a sleet storm, a partial power failure that threw some people's clocks off, and one of the sheep hired for the occasion got diarrhea. That was about par for the course, since Joseph and two wise men upchucked during the performance, and some little angels managed to both cry and wet their pants. To top it off, the choir of teenagers, walking about in an irresponsible manner with lighted candles, created more of a feeling of fear, of fire, and the wrath of God than a feeling of peace on earth. I don't think it was really all that bad, and maybe all those things didn't happen the same year, but a sufficient number of senior ladies in the church had it up to here with the whole hoo-ha and tended to squelch any suggestion of another pageant. It was as if cholera had once again been among us, and nobody wanted to go through that again. But nostalgia is strong, and it addled the brains of those same senior ladies as they considered the pleas of the younger mothers who had not been through this ritual ordeal, and would not be dissuaded. It was time their children had their chance. And in short order, people who kept saying, "I ought to know better," were right there making angel costumes out of old bed sheets, cardboard, and chicken feathers. Just the right kind of bathrobes could not be found for one wise man, so some of the daddies went out and bought new ones and backed a pickup truck over them to get them aged a bit. One of the younger mothers was pregnant, and it was made clear to her, in loving terms, that she was expected to come up with a real newborn child by early December. She vowed to try. An angel choir was lashed into singing shape, a real manger with real straw was obtained, and while there was a consensus on leaving out live sheep this time, some enterprising soul managed to borrow 2 small goats for the evening. The real coup, however, was renting a live donkey for the Mother Mary to ride in on. None of us had ever seen a live donkey ridden through a church chancel, and it seemed like such a fine thing to do at the time. We made one concession to sanity, deciding to have the thing on a Sunday morning in the full light of day, so that we could all see what we were doing and nobody in the angel choir would get scared of the dark and cry or wet their pants. No candles either, and no full rehearsal. These things are supposed to be a little hokey anyhow, and nobody was about to go through the whole thing twice. The great day came, and everybody arrived at church. Husbands who were not known for regular attendance came, and probably for the same reason they would be attracted to a nearby bus wreck. It wasn't all that bad, really, at least not early on. The goats did get loose in the parking lot and put on quite a rodeo for the shepherds, but we hooted out the carols in full voice, and the angel choir got through its first big number almost on key and in unison. The Star of Bethlehem was lit over the manger, and it came time for the entrance of Joseph and Mary, with Mary riding on the U-Haul donkey, carrying what later proved to be a Raggedy Andy doll, since the pregnant lady was overdue. It was the donkey that proved our undoing. The donkey made 2 hesitant steps through the door of the chancel, took a look at the whole scene, and seized up, locked his legs, put his whole body in a cement condition while beyond rigor mortis, and the procession ground to a halt. Now, there are things you might consider doing to a donkey in private to get it to move, but there is a limit to what you can do to a donkey in church on a Sunday morning in front of women and children. Jerking on his halter and some wicked kicking on the part of the Virgin Mary had no effect. The president of the Board of Trustees, seated in the front row and dressed in his Sunday best, rose to the rescue. The floor of the chancel was polished cement, and so, with another man pulling at the halter, the president of the board crouched at the stern end of the donkey and pushed, slowly sliding the rigid beast across the floor, inch by stately inch. With progress being made, the choir director turned on the tape recorder, which blared forth a mighty chorus from the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, accompanied by the Philadelphia Orchestra. Just as the donkey and his mobilizers reached mid-church, the tape recorder blew a fuse, and there was a sudden silence. And in that silence, an exasperated voice came from the backside of the donkey. "Move your ass, you son of a bitch!" Followed immediately by a voice from the rear of the church, the donkey pusher's wife, "Leon, shut your filthy mouth!" And that's when the donkey brayed. If we'd had an election for jackass that day, there would have been several candidates mentioned, and the vote would have been pretty evenly distributed. We are such fun to watch when we do what we do, and though it has been several years since the church has held another Christmas pageant, we have not seen the last one. The memory of the laughter outlives the memory of the hassle, and hope always makes us believe that this time, this year, we might just get it right. That's the whole deal with Christmas, I guess. It's just real life. Only a lot more of it all at once than usual. And I suppose we will continue doing it all. Get frenzied and confused and frustrated and even mad. And also get excited and hopeful and quietly pleased. We will laugh and cry and pout and ponder. Get a little drunk and excessive. Hug and kiss and make a great mess. Spend too much money, and somebody will always be there to upchuck or wet their pants. As always, we will sing only some of the verses, and most of those off key. We will do it again and again and again. We are the Christmas pageant, the whole damn thing, and I think it is best to just let it happen, as at least one person I know can attest. Getting pushy about it can lead to trouble. So, I hope you enjoyed that, because I just love that. I think that it really can put things in perspective. I know, my girls are older now, and we're well past the Christmas pageant phase, but, I directed my share of those. So, I remember exactly what they were like. But, in any case, I hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, Merry Christmas!